Welcome to Nacho Fitness Coach,
where we're all about keeping it real in the world of fitness.
I'm Sarah, your go-to fitness professional, cutting through the BS to bring you the truth.
And I'm Caleigh, your fitness newbie, here to ask the questions you're too afraid to ask.
From crunches to kale, we've got the inside scoop on what works and what doesn't.
Because fitness should be fun.
So Caleigh, what do you like to listen to when you work out?
I don't know, sometimes a podcast and sometimes music.
Hey, wait, this is a podcast. What if you could have both?
At the same time?
Oh, yeah. Podbeat is a free mobile app that lets you add any beat style to any podcast for your workout. It's easy to do and free to download in the App Store. Caleigh, you sound pretty cool with the trap beat, but Sarah, the funk beat works for your voice.
So if you want to make our podcast work for a workout, check it out in the App Store.
They even have Podbeat for Android users in the Google Play Store. Okay, on to the show. So Sarah.
So Caleigh.
Boobs.
Oh, wow. Okay. You did want to go there.
Let's talk about the boobs.
All right, let's do it. I'm fine with that.
As a card-carrying member of the Itty Bitty Titty Committee.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And you were at one point.
Yeah.
You strayed.
I mean, I could give you some good social media images that you could do a side by side
of you. Okay,
of the pre and the post.
Let's just lay it out there. Sarah has had breast enhancement.
I think it's augmentation.
Augmentation.
The official, like
breast augmentation.
So I have a card though, because you have a card that has like your implant serial number and all that stuff.
Shit.
Yeah, so there is actually
like
a
VIN
card
number for your titties.
I don't carry it around in my wallet.
I would,
but I do. I do have I mean, you just said you're a card carrying member of the Itty Bitty Titty Committee, and I was like, well, I have a card too. So
it's a theoretical.
Mine's
card,
real.
But you have a real card. I mean, I guess the
card.
boobs aren't speak for themselves. What you had done.
Well, because you've got to know,
you don't
what
really need to show proof. Is what I'm saying.
No, I mean, yeah,
in a card form.
I mean, you know that they're there, but it's helpful information to know the manufacturer, what exactly they are, because there's lots of different types of implants, and then it tells you the CC count, like the fill, how big they are. So you've got, and I feel like there's even a serial number on them, like because there was a left and a right. I might even have two.
There is a left and a right boob.
I know. I don't think they're on the same card. I think maybe I actually have two separate cards.
Two cards, one for each tit.
I think so. I do. I'm pretty sure. It's been a while. I mean, I've had them for a while. But
yeah.
But I feel like that's the case. So, did you not know this?
No.
Oh, well, now you know.
Can I see it? The cards.
Thank you for clarifying.
I would love to see the cards. I would also love to see the boobs.
No, but I feel like if you search through my pictures enough, you get a chance to see them a little bit out there on social media. Yeah, they're already there.
Yeah, no, I've seen on your OnlyFans.
Now I kind of wish I had one because you've been promoting it a little bit. Maybe it actually might get some. We're going to get a few subscribers, right? Is that what you do for the OnlyFans? You have subscribers?
Yeah, people will subscribe to your content. I mean,
I know, but then I have to actually enjoy social media enough to like post on it, right?
Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know that what you have a lot of like fitness type or
it's not
like,
real. They're I
don't know that you quite have the content.
Well, that was one rule. I mean, I made for myself when I was like getting into the fitness community. Is like I'm drawing a solid line on like it being fitness attire,
not porn.
No, and like no, that's like the bra and panties or like that kind of thing. Like it was I was like, nope, this is fitness, but. There are some really teeny tiny bikinis and swimsuits that I've worn.
I've seen them
in images, but I'm like, that's okay as long as they're not lacy and bras and panties. I'm fine.
Okay, so
whatever.
What led you?
But the cards, I could show you the cards.
I would love to see the cards.
I'll find them and take a picture of them and text them to you or whatever.
Yeah, and the tits if you get a chance too. But that's fine.
No. Just Google. Go to Instagram and you can see those well enough. No, hard line.
So you got your breast augmentation.
Yeah.
Over a decade ago? Before you had your first baby.
Yeah, because that's a byproduct of weight loss. Fat loss is depending on the tissue that you have in there. And if it's not super dense and if it's really fatty, like you lose your fat from everywhere. Your rings will get bigger. You know, you will notice it more in some places than others. But if you lose a lot of fat, chances are your cup size is probably going to change too.
I think the thing that you need to know about me in particular is that there was never a cup size
to begin with. So you probably haven't seen as big of changes. And I really didn't either. I mean, I wasn't like super big before or whatever, but it definitely was more pronounced than like, you know, I dieted down. I did a fitness competition. You know, you put on the bikini and you're like, now there's really like nothing there. And and I've always been really super self-conscious about like the top half of my like legs. I've always been like, oh, but I don't have the thigh gap. And like my legs are pretty big and round and they touch in the middle and all of the things. And so when I leaned down, a lot of that fat at the very end, it went away. And so I was like, okay, now I'm happy with my legs for the first time like ever. Yeah. But now I'm like, oh, but now I like have nothing.
Yeah.
And so then then after my first competition, I knew I liked it. I wanted to do another competition. So I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to go through this whole process again to diet down for another one in 6 months, I'm going to kind of enjoy these next couple of months because I'll get back to it, right? Sooner rather than later. And I kind of went off the deep end. Like I really stopped caring. And I was like, because if I have to do this again, why am I paying attention? And so I gained a lot of it back.
Yeah.
That was I don't think I noticed how small they got as it was happening. But then when I gained some of the weight back and they came back, all of a sudden I was like, oh man, they were really gone.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, and then I dieted down again. So then I lost them all again. And this is over the course of like a year, basically. But when you do that drastic kind of yo-yo, I noticed how big of a difference it was making. And then before getting involved in that world, I was always told that, well, but if you want to nurse, you can't nurse.
Yeah, you hear that.
While you get implants, like you did. So I was like, okay, you know what? I know I want to have kids.
Can we say breastfeed?
Oh yeah, that's right. You don't like that word?
I don't like the word nurse.
So if you're going to do that, and so I was like, okay, well, I want to have kids. I want to try to be able to do that. I would really hate to make a personal decision and then have that impact my choices later. So I probably shouldn't. I'll just have to wait till, all of that's done. I was like, that's fine. Because then when there's, that stage of life is done, then I'll go get my implants and everything will be fine. Well, then doing competitions, I met more than one person who's like, I've had implants for years and I had a kid and I was able to do that just fine. So I was like,
you were like, sign me up.
Oh, so now I have like people that I know that were like, it really wasn't an issue for me. Of course, there's a risk associated with any type of surgery, especially when it's like an elective surgery. So it's like, I mean, they couldn't guarantee one way or another, but he was pretty confident that it was placed under all of the ducts and all of the things. And so I was like, okay, well then let's go for it. Right. And so I went to a bunch of different surgeons and kind of, I don't want to say interviewed them, but I mean, you just kind of go through the process and get their opinions and all the things. And I found the one that I ended up going with that, they had them outside that you could try on the different sizes. It's part of their process where they're like, okay, well, you can put this bra on, put the different sizes in and bring clothes that are like tight fitting.
Yeah.
Or, and then some different ones that you would like wear to see how it looks when you have it. And so I was like, you know what? If I'm going to get them, I want to like know that I've got them. Like if I'm going to go through this and I just wanted to feel a little top heavy, like curvy on the top, and I was like, and I'm taller and I knew I wouldn't say that leanness the whole time. So I was like, okay, well, I would rather go big than go home. Or go home. Go big or go home.
Right.
Yeah. So
we don't want to go home.
I don't want to go home. Go big or go home. Yeah, no, why would I want to do that? I mean, I was there. We were like, I'm in it now. So it's like, okay, that was kind of then the way it all went down. And so, yeah, I mean.
And you haven't regretted?
Not a single day.
What was the recovery like?
It wasn't bad, but you ask Dane and he probably would be like, I had to care for you for like the 48 hours afterwards.
But that's what I've heard is that it's like, I mean, no, you don't have like a 4-week recovery. No, but it is a couple days of pretty intense.
Yeah, and he did a great job because he cycled me on like my pain meds. And I mean, it was out. I don't do well with oxycodone or whatever, hydrocodone. It knocks me out sleepy. So, but they had the Tylenol and the ibuprofen, and I think I even did maybe the hydrocodone for like a little bit, and he made sure I stayed well medicated to help with the pain. And then they tell you to have to rotate through like frozen peas, for like just, coldness or whatever. And so, and then there was a period of time where he wasn't supposed to lift anything that was like chest. Yeah. And I remember the first time going to the gym after I had him, and I felt like they were up under my chin.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I felt like everyone was looking at me, and it was like,
they were.
They probably were. But I was like, oh my God, what did I do? These things feel like they are like up to the bottom of my chin.
But they take a little while to kind of like relax, don't they?
Out there, and they're huge, and you're not used to them. And so you're like, oh my gosh, everyone knows. And I don't think anyone knew. I mean, I really don't. They probably just.
Oh, they knew. That's the funny thing about breast implants, though, is it like, because we've talked about, me and my husband talked about me getting them. And I'm like, the funny thing is I can't get breast implants and then go walk around and act like I didn't.
No, absolutely not. And so I actually, it has open conversations with lots of my friends because or ones that were kind of interested in it, but then they didn't have somebody to ask. And so it was like, it did open the floodgates. Like, and I don't know that I ever would have pulled the trigger to do it on my own. I got immersed in this fitness competition
where it was very normal,
where it was the norm. And so it gave me an opportunity where I literally got to talk to all of these different women that had done it different ways, used different surgeons, did it at different points in time in life. And it's like, what do you like? What do you not like? All the different sizes, the different types. I mean, I talked to so many people because it was the norm. Yeah. And you don't find that in like normal everyday life. Probably is not a typical conversation.
I probably can't walk around our town and find a.
No, probably not. It wouldn't be as easy.
A handful. I'm sure they're out there, but.
I mean, there was dozens of them all in the same, and we all had that connection where we were all doing the fitness competition at the same time. We all were training. It is a little bit of a unique kind of like, I don't want to say bond.
Community.
But it's a community, and it's a mutual respect you develop for people because you know how hard that journey was. Yeah. And so it's a little bit of like oh, hey girl. And then it's just, people ask questions. Cause again, if you have them, you can't really be afraid to talk about them. No. Because they're part of you.
Cause there's no way that I can get them and then be like, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Like, no. Yeah. So
I've always been like
so this. I was not somebody that talked about it proactively to anyone outside of the fitness community. Sure. But like when I would get around those group of girls, because me and 3 of the other trainers at the gym, we got them all within like a couple of months, but we hadn't even talked about it with each other. It was just like we all made the same decision at the same time. And so we all got them within a few months. And so it was just a community that gave me an outlet to talk about it with people.
Did anybody that you knew like in person get them and have a bad experience?
The bad experiences that I've heard are people that wish they would have went bigger.
Oh, really?
And then either like went in to get it corrected and get bigger sizes. Like that was the one thing I was like, I don't want to have to do this twice. Yeah. And that was the one thing the surgeon said to me. He said the number one reason why people come back to me is because they wish they would have went bigger. So he's like, if I suggest anything, I would say maybe consider going bigger than you think. And I went like 50 cc bigger than I thought that I probably would. But what I did was when I was trying them on that time, I kept going like bigger. Yeah. So I hit to the point where I was like, whoa, those are too big. Oh. And then I kind of backed down. So I think some people just kind of stopped when they're like, yeah, this looks good. Instead of kept going to where I was like, whoa, okay, now, and then came back down. Like that would be my suggestion for anybody that's interested in going through the process is like, go to where you're like, okay, now that's too much. Instead of stopping where you think you'll be happy, because the ones that stop, I think, are the ones that wish they would have done something different. I do have ones that have like wondered about the placement. And what's interesting is like your natural body physique plays a difference in how they look once you get them too, right? I mean, because we're not all the same structure. And so that does play in how they look at the end. So you have to take that into consideration. But no, there's not a day that goes by that I regret them. They're like awesome.
Yeah.
I would totally do it again. And I had no problems nursing. I mean, breastfeeding, whatever.
Thank you.
All the way through my first competition. I mean, I dieted and I did the show and I was in the backstage pumping.
Now, and I think I've asked you this before. Do you, because it's been over 10 years since you got them. Do you have to like go back?
I don't know. Maybe I should ask. I don't know. I mean, because
Because I've heard after so many
like
years,
13 years,
you have
probably?
to like get them, I don't know, about replaced or...
I have heard that too, but I don't really know. I probably should ask that question. I mean, I've also not had any problems. I mean, there are people that will have issues with them.
Yeah.
Or there's a lot of people that start going through whatever it's called. Like they have them taken out. They have them removed.
Right.
And they'll share their stories and their journeys about that process and whatever. I mean, which, you know what, good for you.
Yeah.
But
I think that's one of those things, like because I've thought about it too. I'm like, if I get breast implants, like what message does that send to my daughters? But then I'm like, if you want to change something about yourself to make yourself feel better, then do that.
And that's do it for you. Don't do it for anyone else.
Right.
You know, and so, I mean, good news is I had mine before I had my kids, so they don't know anything different.
Oh, that's true. My kids will know.
So they're just like, you know, this is just mom. Like, it's fine. I mean, you know, but yeah, there was a period of time for a while you weren't supposed to do like chest exercises. Even after I've got them, I mean, I don't think they really suggest to do a lot of chest, like heavy chest stuff, just because I don't think they want to risk what the muscles are doing like in front of them, because it's under the muscle.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, over the course of time, they do kind of like settle a little bit.
Yeah.
And, I mean, then I had a bunch of kids in the meantime afterwards too. So I don't know. Yeah, I just think it's the two most surprising things to me that I wasn't expecting when I had my first initial like really lean down fat loss part was how much I lost in my boobs and how big my underwear got.
Oh.
Like just size wise, you know, because it's like you're physically smaller and I'd never experienced where my like underwear didn't fit. Because even if I feel like if you fluctuate 5 to 15 pounds, you know, they're pretty stretchy and cottony and like whatever else. You'll notice it maybe more in your jeans or something like that.
I'm still wearing the same underwear I was wearing when I was bigger, and I don't know why that's still a thing. Moms don't buy themselves underwear.
No,
so
I know.
I'm still just wearing my saggy, baggy granny
Maybe
panties.
you should. Maybe that would be good.
Get some new underbunders.
Yeah.
I did just recently buy some, but
yeah, but now they stink, right? Or they're sweaty or whatever was going on in their house. I was like, I think they're made of 100% polyester.
They're breathable.
Yeah, but are they 100% polyester? I hate polyester. I don't know how everyone else feels about that particular material, but that makes me hot. Doesn't it to you?
I don't know. I've never
don't really
put
pay
that
attention?
much thought into my underwear, honestly. Probably should.
I mean, it could be a shirt or a t-shirt
I never
or
thought about it.
jackets or pants, but if there's
I feel like hot, the last thing I'm going to think is like, unless I'm wearing like a hoodie or like a jacket, I'm not going to be like, oh, it's the material of my clothes.
Yeah, no, it is like
clothes
I
are
can tell.
clothes.
Yeah, no.
That's funny.
Don't give me that when the weather's nice, because I will be pitting out the second I put it on. I do not like it.
That's funny. These are like polyester spandex.
Yeah. I probably have some that I should just give you because
We're talking about pants, not underwear.
Yeah, underwear. The pants. Because once I found out I got them and I looked at the tag, I was like, I can't wear these.
I don't even think about the difference. I don't know.
No. So yeah, I do think that elective surgeries can help. Now, do I think you can go too far with them? For sure.
Yeah.
You know, so you just got to have kind of that talk with yourself, I guess, and
I don't
figure
think
that
I
out.
would do any. I don't think I could do anything to my face. Maybe a little lip filler, the very most. But
Botox is amazing.
Yeah, wouldn't know.
I really do want to do fillers, and I call them like my idiot lines. Like I have idiot lines on my face, which are when I like pout my mouth because somebody's being stupid, and I'm like, I pout.
Oh yeah, those are pretty pronounced.
And then I also have idiot lines up here. They call them the 11s, like between your eyebrows. Because I'll like grimace at people. You can't see it now because they're full of Botox, but
how often do you get Botox?
Every few months, 3 months.
I need to get some up on my forehead.
I mean, I feel like it makes me look a lot younger. Now, I do have a friend that she was always really super sweaty in her armpits.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I think my sister did that.
The Botox in her armpits.
Yeah.
And she loved that because it helped with not pitting out like dress shirts and stuff.
That sounds so painful.
It does sound painful.
Because when I was younger, I did sweat a lot, and I always had like pitting out issues and stuff. And so I remember somebody was like, "You should get Botox in your," and I'm like, "Absolutely, like no."
That sounds really. I
would rather just
owie. Yeah, I don't really think that would be an area that would feel too good to have a needle shoved into like a bunch of little spots.
No.
But yeah, I would. I mean, I would not be opposed to venturing into the filler space because I do have my idiot lines from when I grimace at people around my mouth.
All right, let's go get fillers together and.
Oh yeah, we'll just get you all like spruced up.
Get some fake boobs.
Yeah.
Get some fake lips.
Yeah. I mean, I love it when I have my fake nails on. Yeah. I love the big acrylic. Like I want to hear it on my keyboard and all of the things. Right now, I just have not been. I'm already doing the eyelashes, and I was like, I already have to do that every 3 weeks. I'm not really sure I can also make time right now for also then doing fills on my nails every 3 weeks. What else am I fake about? I've filled in my eyebrows.
Oh, that's right.
Permanent makeup in my eyebrows.
I don't hate that. I don't mind that.
Microblading slash, it was called something else, but whatever she filled it in, it was amazing. It's amazing. I also have fake hair.
Yeah, you had fake hair.
I still have it. I mean, I don't have it in right now because I'm being lazy with my hair, but it takes a lot of work. I mean, that's the thing though. Like any of this stuff, like it takes work.
But boobs don't take work.
Boobs do not take work. And you know what? Like you do it for you. If it makes you feel happy, don't do it for anyone else.
I don't have anybody to do it for.
No,
you know what I mean? I mean, I'm sure my husband would be a happy bystander, but
yeah, I mean,
he doesn't care.
I just know that because I used to hyper focus on like the tops of my legs, always feeling like I was always so wide there. Now that I've had them, I feel like I don't focus on that area that I hate as much because I feel like I'm a little bit more balanced at the top and the bottom. Yeah, I'm evened out.
See,
I know, and it's just me, the way I look at myself in the mirror and whatever else. But
I've always had a nice butt. Passage.
Sure, yeah, your passage, yeah.
Big juicy
squeeze.
Dump truck.
Back it up.
Yeah, no, I've always been really proud of my butt, but I've never been well endowed in the chest area. I mean, it's really a sad state of affairs, honestly. Yeah. If there's somebody who is a candidate for breast implants, it is somebody like me.
It's like there's nothing.
It's a tragedy, is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it was a recovery. I mean, more than I was ever expecting. I think because it was painful.
But you would do it again.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean. Now that I'm done having kids and I'm older, I'd probably have if I was ever to go get them replaced or whatever, I probably should figure out if that's something I need to be thinking about.
Yeah, so if you went in next week. I would
get them lifted for sure.
If you went in next week and they said, we got to take these out and put all new ones in and it's going to be the exact same recovery that you went through before, you would do it?
Yeah, as long as I also got a lift.
Yeah.
Then probably two. Now there was one girl in the fitness competition circuit that she was really super lean. She went like crazy big with her implants. They, like a bra, like with underwire and it has like, not just the wires like underneath, but say you'd have like a corset almost like under, like under the wire cup basically, for example, too. They had to put wires under her. They basically like built in a wire bra under her implants to make sure that they would like hold up because they were so big. And that was intense. I mean, I was like, there's no way. And she's like, because she had just got them redone and went bigger.
Yeah.
And so they had to put those in. And so we were at a photo shoot and, she was like telling one of the other girls about it. And they were a little bit closer because I think one of them dated the other one's like brother or something, so whatever. But yeah, I mean, she had like the ridges like where you could feel the wires like in her under and I was like, whoa, okay, that's next level.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm not really sure that I would go there. That's a lot.
That's what makes her happy.
I mean, yeah, I'm guessing it makes her happy. I don't know, I should probably actually go look at her Facebook page, see what she's doing these days. But yeah, that was, though they were big, they were really big. There was another girl that in Florida that she had, and I remember she was a taller girl and she's actually very big on Instagram and she's kind of an Instagram and like Twitter personality and she's got like millions of followers and all the things, but she did this fitness competition because the federation I competed with is really big on, social media and like model and like likeness. And so they would actually, I think, get people to to help promote it.
Yeah.
Right. And so she was I realized afterwards that she was kind of a big deal on social media.
Okay.
We were standing in line behind the scenes, like getting ready to go up on backstage and lines. And I remember I was standing next to her and she was taller anyways. And then, you have the heels and all the things. And I turned and looked at her and I was like, her boob is as big as my head.
Oh, wow.
Like,
And you have a really big head.
I'm not little. I'm definitely not a small person.
I didn't mean
was just
physically. I was making a joke about your ego.
Oh my God. Oh. I don't want to do this with you anymore.
I knew it was coming.
I quit. That's it.
99th episode.
You know what? 99th episode, and I'm done. You know what? Screw you.
I don't want to do this anymore.
You go have fun doing your own show from here on out. Just
Oh, sorry.
It's been fun.
Sorry.
As big as my ego. Her one boob, her left breast was as big as my ego. It was ginormous.
Oh, God.
But hey, how about that? 99th episode. This is our 99th episode that we've released. Really, I mean, just shy of 2 years into this. So thank you for being with us along the ride. I mean, this has been super fun.
It has been super fun. And 4 seasons.
Yeah. I mean, we're almost tomorrow, or not tomorrow, next week. Next week will be our 100th episode and the end of season 4, which we did not plan at all, by the way. It just kind of happened.
Yeah.
Which is fun. So I guess that's what happens when we throw in that bonus episode, and I've done that each season. It evened out. So
yeah, 25 per season.
Yeah, I'm just kind of excited. It's been kind of a wild ride, and it'll be fun to kind of wrap things up next week. And
but we're going to party.
Yeah, we're going to figure out what we're going to do from here on out.
Oh, well, thank you for talking to me about your boobs.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you being so open and honest.
Was I open and honest? Was that what you were looking for?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Now you know more. And no, it does not matter as much chest press or like bench press that you do. Like, you're not going to make your boobs bigger.
Well, because they can't pop anymore, right?
Well,
Boobs
but they're
used to-
not muscle.
You would always hear about like the implants popping though.
Oh, yeah. I don't really know about that.
I think that's a
they used
thing.
to be saline filled.
Right. And now it's like
Mine's
not
gel.
solid,
and that was
but-
one of the doctors that I went to. Like, he was dispelling that myth, you know,
Okay.
because he was like, okay, here's the silicone implant that goes into you now. And he's like, even if in the rarest of chance, for whatever reason, it breaks. I mean, it literally then just like broke into 2 halves.
Oh, okay.
Like, it stayed together. It was just in like 2 pieces. So there's like gummy bear ones now. They always used to do the saline ones, which are the ones that they would say would pop and then like leak out. But they're like, even if you do the saline ones, it's safe because it's saline. And I was like, I'm just here to get bigger boobs. I'm not really concerned about any of the health risks.
That's what all of us are here for.
I mean,
really.
come on now. Like, if you're, in my opinion, I'm like, if I'm here having the conversation with you, like, if I was going to be scared enough to not come in, I wouldn't be here right now.
The thing
So
about
you don't really have to tell me any of that.
boobs is, amongst all the things about boobs, is that you can work pretty much any other part of your body into sculpting it into the way that you want it. You can build other muscles. You can get a nice ass. You can get nice arms, abs,
you cannot
whatever.
grow boobs.
You can't work out.
And the
your
leaner
boobs.
you are, like, your fat
Right.
is gone.
Yeah.
I mean, I have one friend that her tissue in her breast is really super dense.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter if she would gain or lose weight. Like, that wouldn't change. But she's like 1 in a million.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the time, if you're losing fat, you're going to lose some of it from there.
Right.
Like, end of story. And so that was something I would have clients that would say a lot, that they would notice that's one of the areas that would get, like, their bras would get loose.
Yeah.
They weren't expecting that. I'm like, well, but they're fat. So, but just when you're picturing fat loss, when you're picturing weight loss, when you're picturing like your goal physique or where you think you're going to end up at the end, most people hyper focus on the areas that they don't like.
Yeah.
Their abs, their butt, their thighs, like whatever else. And so you think you're going to lose all your weight from the areas that you hate right away. I'm like, well, but there's so many more layers of it there because and they're not actual layers, but the mass is more significant there that it'll leave from there eventually, but you just got to work at it.
Right. All right.
So,
Well, I guess we had more to say about that.
I guess so we did. Thought we were going to wrap it up, and then all of a sudden it was like we kept going. So, but I mean, now I'm done. I'm officially done with this conversation.
That was a good talk.
We'll just finish with this 99, 99, 99, 99, because that was our chant. That was my class.
I know what you were doing there.
Yeah, you don't know. Okay, that was the year I graduated high school.
Oh.
So there was this graduation year chant that we used to do in school, and all of the different grades would classes would stand up and you would chant your graduation year. And so that was our chant for ours, which just because that was our year.
Love it.
So anyways,
all right.
Time. So that's all we got for today, folks.
All right.
Until next time.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to head over to our Instagram at Nacho Fitness Coach and let us know how you feel about the topic. Do you love it or hate it?
Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe or follow button wherever you're listening. And if you like our podcast, leave us a rating. See you next time.
You've been listening to Euphony Innovatives Sonified.